Bacho, close the door.
Tony, man, nice to meet you.
Here's a jumper to take home with you.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much, sir. They even spelled it right. Look at that. So can I put this on? Maybe.
Yeah, let's take it on. We'll have a kick.
Let's have a kick. This is like a joke you guys are playing on me? Really this tight, huh? All right. I'm open.
Just turn around. Turn around.
Don't go soft on me. Are you a favorite to kick it from here into the net right now?
Yeah, I can give you
I bet you 100 you can't. 100 Aussie. I'll give you a chance, double or nothing.
Nah, you have a turn. You have a turn.
All right, let's go. Sorry, guys.
Just breaking all their bikes. Now, try one on the lead. Run to it and take it. Now turn around and kick it through the net.
That was, how much? That was a lot of cardio.
That was hardly anything. Great. Well done. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for coming along.
Appreciate it. I think I'm booked on Collingwood, and I'm gonna let him off on the $100 he owes me.
Welcome you in. He is Brent Hanks. I am Jeff Platt. This is No Gamble, No Future. How about that? A little Aussie
Is that
rules
rugby?
Football? I think there's a difference between rugby and
Why?
AFL.
I didn't know that. We'll have to learn that on the next show.
Know. We will bring in the magician in just a minute. Here's what we have coming up today. Thoughts from both Daniel Negreanu and Phil Hellmuth on High Stakes Duel II. We will also hear from our friends on the go, including Nick Schulman. Cousin Kristen does return.
All right, you're excited. Look at you.
It's
already.
Cousin. I'm just happy to see the Hanks family.
Blushing.
Yeah. Uncle
Can't
Ron.
stand up straight.
Uncle Ron is here.
Yeah.
Still has some money on him. Still has some picks, some stone cold locks. We'll degen a little bit on the golf course, and the Hanksy heater might continue, folks.
You're damn right it does. I am sharp, Jeff. I've been trying to tell you this week in and week out. I'm trending up. You are trending straight down.
Yeah, it's
straight
been
down.
rough. Our cards at the end of the show. And we do have a giveaway, ladies and gentlemen. If you do subscribe to our new No Gamble, No Future YouTube channel, you're entered in a drawing. There it is. Or a raffle or whatever we do for playing cards signed by Phil Hellmuth and playing cards signed by our next guest, Antonio Esfandiari. Yeah.
Can we bring him in?
Let's do it.
Let's bring in Antonio. Get him in here.
Antonio, welcome into No Gamble, No Future. And I feel like we have you to thank for the name of this show. Is that fair?
I don't know if I coined it, but I know I've said it many, many times.
I would say
it's true.
so.
Don't gamble. There's just no future. Like, what's the purpose of life besides kids and gambling?
We completely agree,
Wow.
100%. So, Antonio, we haven't had a chance to chat with you since High Stakes Duel 1. I'm sure you're fine financially, but emotionally, have you recovered from your
First
losses
of all,
to Phil
what do you mean you're sure I'm fine? It's $350,000. I mean,
I just have a feeling that you're okay.
No, I don't need $350,000. Yeah, of course I need the money.
You've
That hurt.
recovered in some sense financially. I would just assume so. But emotionally, I'm not so sure.
I'm not living on the street, but I didn't want to lose $350,000 to Phil Hellmuth of all people.
I mean, I just need to know, Antonio. Are you considering maybe just hanging it up completely? Are you still going to play poker after what he did to you?
No, I mean it's basically over for me. It's there's no way back in after that. Like, what can I possibly do? That's it. It's over.
I
was already washed up. Now that really just solidifies the fact that I'm out.
Have you played a hand of poker
Who's
since?
the new guy? Like, who's taking my spot? Who's the new? What's going on in the poker universe? Who's the new guy? That's what I want.
I don't think anybody can replace what you are and what you brought to poker. I mean, none of the, no shot, actually. No shot at all. However, can't you just I know you got a bunch of kids. Can't you just get back in front of the computer, maybe figure out what these kids are doing, do a little solving, and then get back in the ring?
Ooh, run some
Can
Sims.
you do that for us? We need you, Antonio.
Who's got time for that? I got kids in school. I got another kid on the way. I mean, if Phil Hellmuth wants to play me again, I'd do it anytime. We can triple the stakes if he wants. No problem.
Ooh. That
Sure.
sounds good to me.
I'm available anytime.
Well, Okay, so this could happen, hypothetically.
Yeah.
If Hellmuth were to beat Daniel, and for whatever godforsaken reason Daniel didn't agree to a rematch, the door would be open where maybe you could come in a later round to take on Hellmuth and have a shot.
Sure. I don't like to live in, hypothetical theory world, but I'm ready to play Phil Hellmuth at any time, even though he smoked me on television. I'm ready for more pain because I'm not done until I'm broke. So let's go.
No gamble, no future, if you will, Jeff.
I mean,
no gamble, no future, boys.
Hypothetical future land. Hellmuth could also win 3 in a row against Negreanu.
No shot.
No
shot. I mean, I said that about Antonio, too. There's no shot.
Okay.
No shot Phil was going to sweep Antonio. And, of course, he swept Antonio. And I do want to ask you this, Antonio. I want you to rate your game, A, B, C, D, E, F. I got you at about, I don't know, a C-. Where would you rate yourself as far as those 3 matches were concerned?
Is A the highest and F the lowest?
Yep.
Probably.
For how I thought I played?
Mm-hmm.
I thought I made some, a few big mistakes against them in crucial spots. I didn't give him enough credit. And in a couple spots, I just couldn't believe he would do something that was so hopeless. And of course he did it. And it tricked me. I got tricked. So, I don't know. I didn't play great.
Did you just give up on the last one?
I don't know. I haven't really gone back and watched it. It's too painful.
Did you get under his skin enough? I mean, we saw a couple Hellmuth rants, but looking back, could you have egged him on even more?
I don't think so. He wasn't really interested in banter and having a good time. He was so serious. The only time I really tilted him was when he wanted to play with a mask after we were allowed to not play with masks. And I'm like, dude, we're not playing with masks. He said, well, I'm going to keep mine on. And that really tilted me because there's no way that he's going to wear a mask and I'm not. Plus, we're there to create television in addition to gambling, right? It's the first show. We're supposed to have a good time. So if he wears a mask, you can't hear us as well. It's not the same thing. So that's the only time I was tilted. In the end, he decided finally to give in and listen to the producers. But that's what Phil Hellmuth and I do. We go back and forth. And in this one, he just happened to get the best of me all 3 times. I also do think he ran much better than me. I mean, the one time I made a flush, he made a higher flush. Why not?
You also had that little back and forth with Hellmuth in regards to talking with the dealer. Like he just didn't want you to ever be nice to the dealer.
What was that all about? I asked the dealer a question. He monkey spews. I mean, what? Come on. That was kind of annoying.
Okay, so we have high stakes.
I thoroughly enjoyed when he got riled up, from that whole situation, because I really loved getting the dealer involved and him blaming like, oh, let's cut and make sure every time we got to see the cut and this and that. I'm like, what are you insinuating? Numb nuts,
So we had mask wearing, talking to the dealer, burger eating. And that was
just
what
kept
Rev
eating
me.
food.
The
That was
the
so
burger
strange.
was special. I mean, with his hands after the chips have been touched, right dead smack in the middle of Corona, just chew. That was special.
Just pounding this massive burger. For you guys in the chat, by the way, we love you all. Shout out Stephen Galvin, Andrew Nicholas, Jess, Michael Miller, Stefan DePaul. We love you guys out in the chat. Thank you so much for tuning in here on YouTube. Yeah. Go back and watch this, what Antonio's referencing, this giant burger, Hellmuth just stuffing his face. He also had like candy as well that he would dig into at times. I mean, typically in today's day and age, most poker players, Antonio's a good example, very fit, doing the yoga, meditating, working out all the time. Hellmuth, I don't think he's doing that. I don't think he's doing any of that. He's going to bed at 6 a.m. He's battling sleep apnea. He's not on a diet. He is just living large and in charge. And somehow, some way, shape, or form, he crushed Antonio despite all of this. And I still can't wrap my head around it all.
You agree with that assessment, Antonio, Phil?
I mean, he did crush me. What can I say?
It's sad.
So what are your thoughts when you see that High Stakes Duel? What are your thoughts when you see High Stakes Duel II coming up in March with Hellmuth versus Negreanu? How do you forecast a matchup like that? That is official.
Yeah.
That is official. High Stakes Duel II, Hellmuth versus Negreanu.
I mean, I love it. I I think that's going to be a great match, especially since Daniel just had his whole heads up thing with Polk. So let's see if the white magic can prevail. You know, if his horseshoe falls out, Daniel's going to smoke him.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because the betting market is indicating right now that Negreanu's a heavy favorite, and there's all these offshore sites that are putting out lines. I think right now it's currently standing at Daniel Negreanu minus anywhere from 130 to 150.
I think it's much higher now.
It's higher now?
Yeah, it opened at around a coin flip.
Okay,
and
well,
we have
there you go.
Negreanu minus 250, minus 300.
So all the money's coming in on Negreanu. It is a bit of a, I don't want to say it's a fast structure, but anyone can win, right? It's a heads-up sort of sit-and-go sort of situation. Antonio, you dealt with this. If it were one long level, say you guys played 500, 1,000 the entire night, I think Antonio would have had his way with Phil. Same could be said for Daniel. They're just better deep stack players. But the nature of a tournament being what it is, that's sort of why Hellmuth might thrive at certain times. And I don't know, Antonio, do you think that there's a chance that Hellmuth could just do the same thing to Daniel that he did to you?
Well, of course. I mean, listen, once you know, if you don't make a lot of chip transfers in the first hour and a half, 2 hours, all of a sudden, every decision is massive. And all three of our matches got to the very end where literally one hand, you get a pair of sevens, you got to just go with it. So after 2 hours, it's kind of a crapshoot. So yeah, of course, Phil could just wait it out, play a little small block poker, and then before you know it, you're at the end of the match where each hand is super important and you just got to get it in. You know, I would love to play Hellmuth in a deep stack structure. You know, he wants to play me a heads up deep cash game anytime for the rest of my life. I'm available.
The word on the street is you guys have played in some locations and games that shall not be named, and maybe you had your way with Hellmuth. Is that? Can you confirm or deny that?
I've had my way with him my entire life until the heads up duel.
Oh, very fair.
And then he just came and just pounded me on television, and now all of our mutual friends are just, you know, they just get to destroy me, which is fine.
Yeah.
I deserve it. I let it happen.
I did mention there's a betting market. Is there a shot that you would want to wager some substantial bets on Daniel Negreanu to take down Hellmuth? There's an opportunity to reclaim some of your losses?
Well, if the line is 1-5 to 1, I would actually I would bet on Hellmuth just because of the structure. I mean, it's a, you know, after a couple hours, like I said, I think it's a total crapshoot. So at those odds, I would definitely bet on Phil, I think, even with Daniel being a superior player and all of his work that he's put in lately.
Wow, so maybe a little value in the underdog.
Yeah.
Do you foresee Daniel trying to get under Hellmuth's skin a little bit like you did in the first season?
I don't think so. I think Daniel is great at poking Phil when need be.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's intentionally going to come in thinking I should get under Phil's skin to try and win this match. I think that he just has a better understanding of the game, you know, compared to Phil. And so he's probably just going to try and outmaneuver him on the felt.
How much poker are you playing nowadays?
Somewhere between 1 and 50 sessions a year, between 1 and 50, in that range.
1 and 50. So you,
yeah,
you're basically just living the retired dream at this point.
I wouldn't say I'm tired, but you know, I'm not complaining.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, hey, we're going to film Poker After Dark coming up, and I believe you're going to bring in a nice lineup at some point, hopefully in April. That'll be the plan.
Let me know when.
You still enjoy that, Antonio? You still enjoy that opportunity, come into the studio, fire up a high stakes cash session on Poker After Dark?
Of course. I love TV poker is so much fun because there are these like moments that just get captured and you have it forever. And I always think of my kids will someday be able to go back and watch all these clips of their dad playing poker. Yeah. You know, I always imagine what that's like for them. And so I think I enjoy playing on television poker. I just like to play with fun people. I don't like to play in lineups where it's just a bunch of guys having a staring contest. If I wanted to have a staring contest, I'd go to a staring contest. I want to go play poker and have a good time. So, you know, when that's available, I like to play.
You have some memorable clips from the World Series of Poker. If the World Series of Poker was able to come back in full force, would we see you at least for the main event? I mean, I know a lot of that is effectively a staring contest, but does that kind of tournament still draw your interest?
Of course, I would play the main event just because it's once a year, and it's the, you know, it's the granddaddy-o. So that for sure is very enticing. For me, it's very difficult to leave my home base because I have such a good structure with the fam. Like my kids, I take them both to school in the morning. I go get breakfast with my second one. I pick them up in the afternoon. I mean, it's just like, you know, for one day when you guys have, sorry, just hit my elbow.
Oh, God. This is our first injury on the show. Oh, Jesus.
Right.
What happened?
Well, yeah, what's going on there?
I hit this thing right here.
Oh, shit. Oh, God, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Anyway,
Bill, Brent.
I just love being a dad more than anything. So time with my kids is very special. And so for me to leave to go play in a poker tournament or chase some poker event is just so behind me as far as priorities go. But the main event, obviously, you know, it's a little bit different.
Let me ask you, as we talk about the main event, obviously you're not going to miss that. How about like something like the Super High Roller Bowl, which I know you've played from time to time, one of the biggest buy-in events of the year, $250,000 to get in against the best players on the planet. Does that sort of atmosphere still interest you, or are you sort of just over that scene as well?
It's not something that really gets me excited as much as it used to. But if it's a, you know, if it's a good situation where there's going to be some non-pros and it's limited to the number of buy-ins and whatnot, I would definitely be interested. I also like that if it was close, you know, if it's in Vegas, it's not too far. I can zip in, zip out kind of a thing. I'm open to it, but it's not like on top of my calendar, when is the next event I got to go?
Yeah.
Because again, I have no interest in trying to beat the best players in the world that make studying poker their life. I don't claim to be better than them, and I have no interest in trying to beat them. They're obviously have studied, are better, have solved, figured out the game, and I'm still stuck in 1998. But I'll still take my chances because I love to gamble. But again, it's not my top priority.
Back in 1998 or early 2000s, pre-marriage, pre-kids, scale of 1 to 10, how much of just a purely degenerate gambler would you say you were?
Well, you'd have to define degenerate gambler.
Well, I mean, I remember you and Phil lock, and I bet you were just betting, $20K on coin tosses. I would say that's pretty degenerate. I'd put that at like an 8.5 out of 10.
Okay, so on that coin flip, if someone paid the other person $5, would that be a degenerate maneuver?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you gamble and you have edge, you're still a degenerate?
No, I do. I
think
do
you're
see
just
your
sharp.
overall
Yeah,
point.
you're
Yeah,
sharp.
then you're
so
just
you're
you're
more
just
of
trying
a
to find
sharp
little edges.
than a degenerate. Are you in the sharp side?
If I'm gambling and I believe I have the best of it, I will gamble 24/7. If it's 50-50, I still enjoy a good gamble. So you're not gonna, I'm not gonna be like, oh my gosh, let's go flip coins all night. But you catch me out, I'm kind of buzzed up, you feel like flipping, come on down. My door's probably open, So am I a degenerate gambler? Of course I'm a degenerate gambler. But I'm not like a super degen laying juice on sports. You know what I mean?
Did you go into the Kevin Hart boxing match believing that you had the best of it there?
I thought that I had the best of it, but I also thought, I thought my chances of winning were like 7-8%. And I thought, and I'm getting 35-1. So I got the best of it by basically, almost 2.5x in my mind. But for me, that wasn't even a mathematical outcome. It was more, I got to do this. I got to get in the ring.
Yeah.
And I got to tell my kids that no matter what happened, I never imagined I was going to win, that I did this. I trained for 7 months. I didn't drink. I was a machine. I got in the ring and I boxed. And here's the video, my sons. This was your dad. Winning was obviously a nice bonus because now I get to just, every time we're out and we're hanging out, especially with his friends or his crews or anybody that I meet with him, it's like, oh, did he tell you that we boxed? Because, a lot of people in his crew, his world, have no idea. So it's kind of nice to always have that on them.
Any shot we're going to get a round 2 of you versus Kevin Hart or any other boxing match? What's in store as far as prop bets in your universe?
if we box again, he's offered me the same bet. He's actually offered me better odds. How about that?
Wow,
How about
what?
This ding dong is. Yes, but he wants to do it the next day. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, tomorrow, let's go. And I know that if I get in a ring with him without really, really getting myself ready and training and getting in shape, I'm going to get my nose broken. I mean, look at this thing. You want this thing to get smacked? I don't. So I've said no because, you know, the only reason why I won that fight is because I made training my life and he didn't take it seriously at all. If we both put in the same amount of work and dedication, I think I would have got absolutely destroyed. So, you know, is there a round two? You know, there's a chance, but it's always going to be like, oh, tomorrow, let's go. It's not, I don't think he's ever going to do, you know, the 8-month prep thing because he knows that I'm going to just make it my life mission.
God, I would love to have that set up though.
You've talked about
setting it up. We could
in the
set up a
studio.
boxing ring in the studio. There's got to be a way this can be done. Maybe you don't need 8 months. Maybe we could just do like, okay, hey, you got 3 months prep. Kevin locking a date versus Antonio 2.0. Here we go. Film the whole goddamn thing. I mean, that's what I want to do, Antonio. Can we work on that together?
What he doesn't really have a win. He doesn't, you know what I mean? Imagine he loses again.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
And most of the world didn't really see or even hear about the fight, right? So, you know, he gets in the ring and he beats up a skinny Persian. He doesn't really get a win out of that. If he gets in the ring and loses to a skinny Persian again, there's no win in that. So
fair enough.
I get it.
Well, my dreams have been shattered once again.
It's more TMZ.
But you never know.
Time, yeah.
Keep your hopes high.
Okay. You never know. Antonio, let's wrap up with a couple of trivia questions, not just for you, but for our friends in the chat as well who are watching us on our PokerGo YouTube channel and our brand new No Gamble, No Future YouTube channel, which we want you to subscribe to, please. And if you subscribe, you could win a signed deck of playing cards from the magician himself. All right, so let's get
by the way,
yeah,
Antonio, I sent you the questions. They're on your phone.
Oh.
So you'll be able to see them in front of you as we ask them. Otherwise,
Right.
I don't think you could get lost. Some are long.
Just for the record, I am very, very bad with trivia.
Well, it's multiple choice, so
You
that'll
can't-
help a little bit.
Yeah, you probably have a better shot at winning trivia than you did beating Phil.
Oh, wow. The needles.
Anytime you want to play heads up, I'm available, you knucklehead.
I might take you up on that. I got to see how you play.
Oh,
Jesus.
boy. The needles never end. All right, producer Aiden, let's put up question number 1. And can you full screen that one for us, please, on our monitor?
Here we do it.
Just there we go. What was the last strip casino to be imploded? Was it the Stardust, the Riviera, the Aladdin, or the Desert Inn? Let us know in the chat. Antonio, let us know what you are thinking. What was the last strip casino to be imploded? Okay, Brent, you have any thoughts on this?
I'm asking chat. I need chat's help on this one. Chat,
Wait,
help me.
Riviera's still up, isn't it? If Riviera's not there, then it's for sure Riviera.
Okay.
It was there 2 years ago.
I do think the Riviera is...
It's gone?
One of the last... Yeah, the
All right, I'm
Riviera
going with
is-
Antonio on
is
this. Then I'm going to go
definitely
be the Riviera because I feel like he knows
Well,
this. I have
he
no
kind
clue.
of went Stardust, but then back to Riviera. We can give him credit for both. Most people in the chat saying B. Let's take a look at the correct answer, and that correct answer is... Yeah, it's B.
Riviera.
Yeah,
All
it's
right,
Riviera.
that's an easy one then. I feel like everyone knew that.
Well, you get a point. Antonio will get a half point.
All right.
I guess.
I didn't know if it was gone or not. I always thought the Riviera was still there.
I think you give him the full point. He locked in. He said if it's
Why?
there.
He said I didn't know if it was still there. The question
No,
is,
I
what
don't
was
get
the
the
last
full
strip
point.
casino
All
to
right,
be
I'll take a half
included?
point.
Give him a half.
That's stretching it.
Oh yeah, wait.
Your first
Oh,
answer
yeah,
is always
nice,
finding.
nice.
Come
Here we
on.
go. So
Good
that
use
this
of
is
the buzzer.
that's for me. Okay, there we go.
All right, next question. Let's pull that one up for us. All right, this gambler, little bigger, producer Aiden, please. Getting old, eyesight's getting bad. This gambler won $340,000 by shooting under 100 in 4 consecutive rounds of golf while carrying his own clubs in the Vegas summer heat. Was it A, Huck Seed, B, Puggy Pearson, C, Eric Lindgren, or D, Ted Forrest? Antonio?
Oh man, any legend golf stories? I feel like it's Huckleberry Seed. I love Huckleberry Seed. I want to say Huckleberry, but Puggy. I feel like I heard a story about Puggy like that too. I'm just gonna go with Huckleberry Seed.
He's going Huck Seed for
He's going
choice
Huck
A.
Seed, the
Okay,
latest
I'm
Poker
not
Hall of
going.
Fame inductee,
I'm
Huck
not
Seed.
gonna go A. I'm not going Huck Seed because only one guy on that list do I even know that swings a golf club is Eric Lindgren. Eric played a ton of golf. I almost remember something filmed on television back in the day that was about a large prop bet in the desert heat, multiple rounds. Lock in, C, Eric Lindgren.
Ned and Area 51 and Verlin and Roger are joining you with C. S. Dot and J-Bet are joining Antonio with A. Correct answer is... Yeah, it's C. Eric Lindgren. Ring the bell. Just once is fine.
I'm not a trivia guy.
Huck Seed, though, speaking of degenerate prop betting, gambling lunatics, that guy is insane. The stories you hear about him. Have you ever bet against Huck Seed?
I don't think so. Not really, but he's one of my favorite people to have ever been around in poker.
Where is he?
Well, he's about to be inducted into the Poker Hall of Fame, but I don't know where he is right now.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid coming up in poker, you know, he was like the all-time legend. And at the Bay 101 Shooting Star, I was there with my girlfriend, and I was so starstruck by Huckleberry Seed. And I remember he tried to hit on my girlfriend at the little cafe thing at Bay 101 Shooting Star. It was awesome. That's
you were just
thrilled. I was
thrilled.
like 20-something years old, living in his car with $2 million cash in the car or something. The stories about him are unbelievable. They got to make a movie about Huckleberry Seed.
They absolutely
And the
have
best
to.
name maybe ever.
Yeah.
I think it's better than Chris Moneymaker. It really is. Huckleberry Seed. So good.
Huckleberry Seed.
So good.
He's such a legend.
Yeah.
Some legendary names in this next question. Let us take a look at question number 3. According to legend, which poker player introduced No Limit Texas Hold'em to the Mayfair Club? Was it Eric Seidel? Was it Stu Unger? Was it Howard Lederer? Or was it Dan Harrington? Who introduced No Limit Texas Hold'em to the famous Mayfair Club? Antonio.
Jesus.
Well, it's a tricky one because I'm pretty sure that all played in the New York Mayfair Club.
Yeah, I think so too.
Seidel, Lederer, and Harrington. I want to say it was Harrington or Seidel, but more likely Harrington.
Okay, he's going to go with
He's
D,
going.
Dan
Okay, so he's
Harrington.
locking in Harrington. I'm going to. Oh, man. I'm not going with Stu. I don't think he
Not
introduced
Stu.
anything. Can't be Stu. I'm throwing him out. Let's go with everyone's favorite, Howard Lederer.
Oh, yeah,
I'm going to go with
yeah.
Howie.
A lot
Yeah.
of people are big fans.
Love
of,
Howard.
Of,
Yeah.
Answer choice C.
Oh, you
Howard
guys just don't hold back on this show. I love
No,
it.
we just go
Of course
for it.
not. What do you?
We have free
Who
reign.
gives a shit? Yeah.
Is there a letter or update? I haven't seen that guy in a long time.
Where is
I
he
don't
been?
know. I have no idea. I have no idea.
Maybe we'll
Hopefully
have him next week.
maybe the truth will all come out
Yeah.
someday.
Or he can be
Yeah.
on High Stakes Duel 3,
Yeah.
something like that.
No, I'm sure he'll be a guest on our show.
Yeah,
No
he
doubt.
definitely. Yeah, we'll work on requesting that. All right, correct answer to this one is. It is A.
Wow, we just all.
Should've gone
Seidel, yeah,
How do we?
just a break.
Seidel? I mean, I didn't even know he was able to talk like that. I just, I mean,
Thank you for joining us, Eric.
here's a new game we're gonna play.
Very much
No Limit
appreciate that.
Hold'em.
All right, fourth and final trivia question. You
Yeah.
guys might be able to get this, and here it is. What was the most crushing, the most humiliating, the most tragic defeat in the history of professional sports? Was it A, the Falcons blowing a 25-point third-quarter lead to the
Ouch.
Patriots in the Super Bowl?
Ooh.
Was it B, Greg Norman losing a 6-stroke lead in the final round of the 1998 Masters? Was it C, Red Sox first baseman Bill Buckner's error in the 10th inning of Game 6 of the World Series in 1986? Or was it D, Antonio Esfandiari losing 3 matches in a row to Phil Hellmuth on High Stakes Duel in 2020?
Oh man,
Well played, boys.
I mean, a
Well
pretty easy
played.
one.
this is
Well,
pretty
I don't
easy
know B and
question.
C because I'm not really a big sports guy. I remember the Patriots and Falcons game, and I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe that one. And then, of course, the 3-0 with the Hellmuth. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's close between A and D. I don't know.
God,
Everybody in
A or
the chat.
D?
I'm still going D.
I'm
you
going
can't
D,
get swept
too.
by Phil Hellmuth. There's no excuse for that. It was a career ender
Oh no.
for Antonio. I'm locking in D.
Never gonna let it go.
I know,
Let's see
I'm
what
locking
we
it
have as the correct answer.
I guess I
Well,
gotta
we
go
said
D.
A. We gave you a break, Antonio.
Yeah.
We said the Falcons blowing a lead in the Super Bowl.
By the way, did you bet on anything like that ever? The Super Bowl or golf
Yeah,
or
I'll
the
bet.
World Series?
I'll
You
bet
get in there?
I'll bet just for like a fun sweat kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna catch me, firing hundo balls, at sports.
You're not blasting off every
guys-
weekend.
What?
You're not blasting off every weekend. Just some of the big stuff.
Yeah, like if I'm actually gonna watch a game with some friends and it's an important game, I'll bet a little bit just for fun. But there's like 8 guys in the world that can beat sports. I'm not one of them. So I have better things to do with my money than that.
Fair.
Yeah, makes sense.
Fair.
Well, I can't help myself. I know Jeff can't. Wait till you see his
The
overall
hundo ball,
record.
the definition of hundo ball for us is a little bit different, though.
It's an actual $100 bill, not like 100,000 a game. Yeah, I mean that's
a little
Well,
different. All right, well, Antonio, thank you so much for being with us. We hope to see in some form or fashion you versus Hellmuth once again on High Stakes Duel. Thanks for taking the time today to be with us.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, bro.
All right,
See you,
there
man.
he goes, Antonio the Magician Esfandiari. Some interesting thoughts, by the way, on High Stakes Duel 2, saying maybe you take Hellmuth at that kind of underdog price.
I honestly thought out of spite he was just going to choose Daniel in that match because of what Hellmuth did to him. And he instead says, a little more value there with Hellmuth, which I believe from folks that I've talked to will be the overall general consensus. If the betting market is pushing the price up so much that Negreanu is like 2-1, then why not bet Hellmuth? It's a tournament. Anything can happen. And this is what Hellmuth does. He just shows up and he gets it done. So maybe it's a fun sweat there.
Well, let's see what Phil Hellmuth has to say. He let us know. He sent in his thoughts. Negreanu's thoughts will follow. But here is 15-time World Series of Poker bracelet winner Phil Hellmuth's thoughts on the upcoming High Stakes Duel 2.
I will say this. Negreanu versus Hellmuth is a heavyweight championship battle. Heavyweight championship of the world. It's going to be great. I think it's going to be pretty entertaining because, Daniel likes to talk, and I'm not afraid to talk. Going to be a lot of fun. Daniel has been working on his heads-up game for months, studying with coaches. I've done nothing except look at the matches that I played versus Antonio.
I've done nothing.
And what I liked and what I didn't like. And that's one of the things that's going to be interesting is after the first match with Daniel to go back and see, hey, what adjustments need to be made, if any. I have a strategy that I like a lot. But Negreanu is a great player. Do I feel disrespected by the poker world? I mean, listen, 99% of the people give me credit for winning my 15 bracelets and all the other tournaments I've won, over a long, long period of time. But yeah, there is a certain generation that thinks that for some reason that I'm not good anymore, not great anymore. It's very frustrating when, when I look at what I've done. Just in 2019, the last time we had real world tournaments, a second, a third, a fifth, a sixth, and that's probably somewhere in the top 10 as far as results go. So I just keep winning and winning and winning. The Negreanu match is going to be a lot of fun. Daniel's a great player. He's been studying, how to play heads up for months. He played Doug Polk, a great player, 25,000 hands. When it comes to the next generation of players, I do have a lot more respect for them than they do for me. Not all of them. I mean, you don't just say, hey, this next generation's great. What you do is you say, hey, these 4 or 5 guys are really great at poker, and you recognize it, and you tip your hat to them, because that's what you do. Just like the generation before, I always had a lot of respect for them. Now, as far as legacy goes and stuff like that, let's not get carried away. Just a heads-up match. I mean, my end game goal is win 24 bracelets at the World Series of Poker. I want to win 4 or 5 World Poker Tour tournaments. I've already won a lot of the biggest tournaments on the planet. So I look forward to just continuing to win. For that small 1% that doesn't respect the player I am, just remember, all I do is win no matter what.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God.
And, that's my life.
There it
So I have been, it's been pretty nice to just be able to win over the decades. So I look forward to High Stakes Duel. I look forward to playing Daniel. I give Daniel tons of respect and credit. Great player. High Stakes Duel.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Lovely yard, by the
We
way.
almost made it the entire way through without him singing that song.
You knew it was coming, though.
He just can't help himself. He can't help. Yeah, beautiful yard.
Yeah, all right. Those were Phil Hellmuth's thoughts. Now let's check out the thoughts from Kid Poker himself. The Poker Hall of Famer Daniel Negreanu weighed in on this matchup.
So yeah, I definitely feel like I'm the favorite going into this match. I've been playing a lot of heads-up poker, got a good feel for it, and I've got a long history with Phil Hellmuth. And the question comes up, is Phil Hellmuth somebody that's been disrespected in the poker world? And I think to a certain degree, sure. The guy, you can't take away from him, right? 15 World Series of Poker bracelets. He's historic in that area, in that arena, but this is going to be a little bit different. Having said that, he's actually performed quite well in these little sit-and-go formats, beating Antonio 3 times already in High Stakes Duel, and I expect the outcome to be a little bit different. Now, I think, within the poker community, a lot of people watch how he plays and they don't get it, so they think he's bad, right? And I think the same is true with him. He sees a lot of the way the young guys play. He doesn't understand the theory behind it either. So the poker community does it one way and they think Phil's dumb. Phil thinks they're dumb. I don't know. One of them's dumb. Or maybe they're all just dumb. Who knows? And maybe, I don't know. Who the hell knows? But, so the way that I look at this match is okay, what does this do to my legacy, right? So if I beat Phil Hellmuth, I feel like I'm supposed to. So really, there's not a lot to gain for me other than money, because I think I'm expected to win. And I promise you, if something crazy were to happen and I did lose, there would be a rematch and there would be another rematch. He'd have to beat me 3 times in order to beat me, and I don't see that happening anytime soon. I think this will draw a lot of eyeballs, first and foremost, because obviously, Phil Hellmuth is one of the most iconic players in the game, and I've always obviously been around a decent amount myself. We have a lot of jabs that go left, right, left, right. I love making fun of him. I love playing with him. He's my favorite poker player in the world to watch. So having him to myself on the Poker Go studio for that many hours, that's going to be a lot of fun. And my prediction for the match is it's going to be very frustrating for Phil. You're going to see some rants, several. And I'm going to be tuning in. I'm going to watch it after. As soon as it's over, I'm going to go home, get some popcorn with the wife on the couch, and we're going to rewatch and enjoy the victory.
I think Negreanu will jab and jab and jab at Hellmuth.
Oh, man. Yeah. By the way, you heard him say he will not quit.
Right.
He will always play Hellmuth. I don't believe we're going to see a sweep like we saw against Antonio, but you never know. And Daniel's just going to empty the clip and he's going to fire. What else could go wrong? He played Doug Polk for 25,000 hands, lost 1.2 million. What's another few 100,000?
Do you feel like if Negreanu won, that Hellmuth would go 3 rounds, up to 3 rounds versus Daniel?
I don't know, man. Hellmuth is just such a mystery to me, and I think that's a good question. As long as we can make it happen, we should ask Phil next week on the show. By the way, everyone in the chat, I'm watching you guys right here in the Poker Go chat on our YouTube channel. We're moving over to No Gamble, No Future, our channel there. Make sure you go there right now.
Right over there.
Subscribe, subscribe, because next week's show will be Daniel and Phil. We will only be on that channel. We're not going to be here. We're going there.
I love it. Okay. I love it. Exclusively on No Gamble, No Future. And remember, if you subscribe, all you got to do is hit that subscribe button. You could be eligible to win a deck of playing cards signed by Phil Hellmuth and some playing cards signed by Antonio Esfandiari. All right, Brent, here we go. We're going to keep hearing from some of our friends about High Stakes Duel II, Hellmuth versus Negreanu, coming up in March. Let's see where we want to go. Okay, I'm going to, I'm going to pick this one next. Cousin Kristen.
Why are you picking? Oh.
Just kind of stood out to me.
Ever since that first time she said, "Hey, Jeff," you've been locked.
Well, I think I was locked before she. Yeah. Okay. Can we just roll the Kristen video?
Yeah.
Roll it.
You got to go anywhere? Are you good here?
We can roll it.
Yeah.
Hi guys, with the impending High Stakes Duel coming up that will pit Phil Hellmuth against Daniel Negreanu, I thought I'd take the opportunity to talk about it on this week's KO Pick of the Week. So this is a match between 2 icons in the poker world. Both of these players have secured their place in poker history and have built undeniable legacies. So now this begs us the question, does the winner of this match determine who is the most iconic player? I think that's so hard to say. There are so many ways to quantify who's a better player, and I think leaving that determination to the outcome of one match might be a bit unfair to the longevity of their excellence. I think both of these players are putting a lot of money and pride on the line for this one, and I have a feeling that whoever does walk away with the win will definitely make good use of their newly won bragging rights. But I'm thinking Negreanu's going to take the win for this match. He just wrapped up a high-stakes feud with Doug Polk, and while I wouldn't call that a close game, I think he walked away learning quite a bit from that match, and I think he'll bring that newfound knowledge to the table this time around. His willingness to learn and his ability to grow as a poker player is undoubtedly what's going to put him on top this time. But no matter how the chips fall, I know this will be a fun match to watch. So until next time, no gamble, no future.
Yep, completely agree with every word. Yep, same page. We're just
You're going to
aligned.
agree
We're
with
just
anything
aligned. We're
she
just on the
says.
same
Anything
page.
that comes out of her mouth, you're
completely
just going
agree.
to...
She said Negreanu for the win, and I do agree with that. I do side with that train of thought.
No, I do a lot
Well,
of sharp
thank you.
takes there.
Yeah.
Did her research, understood that Daniel's a much better player because of the Doug Polk matchup. And, yeah, I mean, it's hard to disagree. He's the favorite.
And you know, one of our friends on the go is really fired up for this one. He will be on the call for High Stakes Duel 2. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Nick Schulman. Here's what he has to say about this Hellmuth-Negreanu matchup.
All right, guys, we got some questions here from B. Hanks about the High Stakes Duel match upcoming between Negreanu and Hellmuth. All right, let's see. Number one, who's the better player? I mean, I'm not answering this question, Brent. It's too much pressure. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a lot of people are saying Daniel might be the favorite heads up now after the Doug experience and all the preparation, but I don't know. You know, I don't know, man. Two, do you feel Hellmuth is disrespected by the poker world? I mean, nah, not really. You know, everybody's got something to say, you know, but, I mean, you know how it is. If Negreanu loses to Hellmuth, how does this affect Negreanu's legacy? I mean, it's all so crazy because these are small sample sizes. We know the nature of the beast with poker, but having said that, it affects it a little bit. I mean, a little. Is it fair to say that the winner of this matchup determines who's the most iconic player of all time? No, come on. I mean,
Dumb question.
I love the duel. I think it's a nice part of sort of the fabric of poker today, but no, it doesn't determine the fucking most iconic player of all time. I mean,
he's angry.
They might very well be that, but not because of this match.
That was a terrible question.
Prediction time, who's going to win? I'm not going to do that. I'm not doing it. You know, I just want to hover around the match and just kind of, I'm not making any predictions. I'm hoping I'm hoping we see it all. You know, I could see it going a lot of different ways. You know, it's a weird
Go
thing.
one way or the other.
If Daniel tries to kind of play too good, he could find himself in some weird spots. That's all I got. I just woke up. My coffee machine is broken. I don't know who's going to win this fucking match, but I can't wait though. All right, Brent.
All right, Nick. Now, hold on. It can go two ways, Daniel or Phil. There's not all these different directions it can go, Jeff. What am I missing here? Number two, Nick knows better. If he had a cup of coffee before he broke his coffee maker, and this is true, by the way, I watched this all unfold that morning. This match, very likely from the masses, from the outside looking in, from folks that tune in because they realize you've got two of the biggest icons ever, Daniel versus Phil, they may think and assume, wow, all right, the winner of this will be the most decorated player of all time. And I don't think that that's a crazy stretch. I really don't.
To the very, very casual poker fan, it would look like, you know, a Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning type matchup where the winner of this very specific game all of a sudden should be declared the greatest of all time. I don't think that we see it that way, and I don't think that we should see it that way. With that said, we are very, very, very excited for High Stakes Duel 2. Somebody else who's excited, that would be, I call him the star now with Poker After Dark, and that would be Jonathan Little.
Oh.
I'm Jonathan Little, and let's talk about High Stakes Duel 2 between Daniel Negreanu and Phil Hellmuth. Negreanu seems to keep finding himself in these duels. How does it happen? So first things first, who is the better player? Well, that's easy. It's Phil Hellmuth because he has more World Series of Poker bracelets. Do I think Phil Hellmuth is disrespected in the poker world? maybe a little bit. Look, Phil Hellmuth has not had an immense amount of success on the super duper high stakes circuit. That said, he's played the small $10,000 buy-in tournaments and lower with a great amount of success, and he's actually done pretty great in the few super high roller tournaments that he has played. So how do you disrespect the person with the most World Series of bracelets? He crushes the weak players and even some of the great players, and he's very, very tough to play against. He makes big folds, sporadic bluffs, and I think he's a little bit disrespected. That said, if Negreanu loses to Hellmuth, man, oh man, oh man, will this affect Negreanu's legacy? Well, of course. Daniel Negreanu just spent the last few months losing to Doug Polk, despite spending a lot of time and effort studying heads-up, no-limit hold'em. If Negreanu somehow loses to Phil Hellmuth, who, as far as I know, has not been spending much time at all studying heads-up, man, oh man, that's going to be embarrassing. In reality, whoever wins this match is going to go on to be known as the most iconic poker player of all time.
I told you.
And I'm excited to see who it's going to be. Look, people love Phil Hellmuth and Daniel Negreanu. Other people out there love to hate on Phil Hellmuth and Daniel Negreanu. They cannot wait to see these two titans get in the ring and clash. And while I do think that Phil Hellmuth is a great poker player, I gotta go with Daniel Negreanu as my prediction to win. He has just spent the last few months getting beaten by Doug Polk and studying a ton. Whereas, I don't know what Phil Hellmuth's been up to, but it seems like he's been having a party and living the rock star lifestyle. So you got to take the person who is spending all of their time studying over the person who is not, and for that reason, Daniel Negreanu is my pick to win.
All right, there it is from Jonathan Little taking Daniel Negreanu. Brent, I ask you.
Okay.
By the time we start this, will it have become the most anticipated event in poker history?
Oh, man. I think it's fair. I really don't know. Doug versus Daniel had a ton of hype and momentum because you brought this, this online era, this international crowd, all the grinders that are on Team Doug and have been anti-Daniel since the Stars era, right? And then you've got Daniel's base. They collided. I thought that was monumental, and I thought it was something I never thought we would see unfold, to be honest. Now you've got two of the biggest TV names in the history of the game getting in the ring. Jonathan made a great point. Daniel just getting his ass kicked by Doug Polk, really. Now he's coming into this matchup against Phil Hellmuth. That should and is a lot of pressure on Negreanu. If he finds an L, if he loses here to Hellmuth, that looks really bad from the grand scheme casual poker fan, right? It's not good for Daniel. By the way, Daniel Negreanu has not won a poker tournament since 2013. Couple that with a loss to Doug Polk and potentially to Phil Hellmuth, not great for the overall legacy. That's why that question was asked.
Okay, so perhaps a little more pressure on Daniel Negreanu. Next week, as far as Friends on the Go are concerned, you will hear from Matt Berkey. You will hear from Maria Ho. You will hear from Brian Rast, and more and more and more thoughts are on the way. Now today, Brent, today we have the opportunity, the pleasure, the honor to hear once again from our guy, Uncle Ron.
Ronnie.
Ron. Uncle Ron.
Holy crap. Holy crap. This is the high stakes duel we've been waiting for. You got two members of the Mount Rushmore poker. You got Daniel Negreanu right there by my nipple. And Phil Hellmuth. Two of the greatest to ever do it. We all grew up watching them. Now we get to watch him play head-up poker. Secret to success for Daniel. I think Daniel just needs to be Daniel. He needs to get away from the GTO. I think in his match against Doug, that's where you saw early on, Daniel was just being Daniel. He was a field player, and he was up 150K right off the bat, and then
Good
he started
point.
trying to do GTO, and that didn't work. Secret to success for Phil. Everybody says, oh, Phil has no chance because he doesn't know GTO. I got news for you. Phil invented GTO.
What?
Here's how I'm going to explain this.
What is that? Is that a
I don't know if you know how computers work, but I have a pi solver here. And
oh my.
The way they work is somebody enters data into them. They can't just make up something. And, you know, how do you think they come up with the best way to trap someone in poker or this new play? They don't just make it up. They have to have Nano Noko come in and type in, oh, I saw the greatest of all time, Phil trapped this way. Let me plug it into the computer. So all the GTO is just modeled off of Phil's game, the greatest to ever do it. Another thing about computers is they don't have two things that Phil does have. The first thing is creativity. And a computer can't just make up plays and do new things that nobody's ever seen before, but Phil can. And the second thing is positivity.
Yep.
This thing has no positivity. It just sits there and waits, and, you know, Phil's the most positive guy I've ever met. And
isn't he the poker
I thank him for that.
Yeah, but he's also got the hashtag positivity book.
So the secret for Phil is just to play his game, which is what everybody thinks GTO is, because it was invented after him. With all that being said, I'm going to unveil my pick for the High Stakes Duel.
Okay.
Ron, your camera's on. Ron.
Daniel.
Ron.
He's off camera.
Plus 130.
Shit.
Who knows what'll show up?
Minus 150.
Oh God, what is that in the background?
Gotta be ready
And
to
I've
cut
got a
immediately.
way to bust our bookie. I'm going with minus 150.
Oh God! Oh dear, I didn't. Okay, we watched that for the first time with you guys, so that was special, Jeff. I believe he's lost his pie solver. He called it.
Yeah, his computer went down for the count.
Yeah.
I think we'll have to reimburse him for that one. That's probably very, very expensive. Thank you, Uncle Ron. Yes, I think that's all we can say after that. Certainly is thank you. Now, Brent, as we shift gears, as we move away from High Stakes Duel, and as Brent said, next week, Hellmuth and Negreanu.
That's the plan.
Joining us on No Gamble, No Future exclusively on our No Gamble, No Future YouTube channel.
Go there right now. It's right there. You can find it. No Gamble, No Future. Go there, subscribe. You don't want to miss this show. It's going to be our best one yet.
Now, how would you describe, Brent, how much action takes place on Las Vegas golf courses?
Oh, well, a ton. I'm looking for behind-the-scenes footage all the time, showing some of these guys that are gambling nonstop, playing for thousands of dollars every single hole. Jeff, can you help me with that?
Yes, I can, as a matter of fact. I mean, first of all, you guys can hit us up on Twitter with some of that footage, at Buffalo Hanks, at Jeff Platt, at NGNF Show. But, Brent, producer John put in some work over the weekend. He had a round at Reflection Bay, I believe. And you know producer John, you know he wants to gamble just a little bit. Check this out.
Hey guys, here at Reflection Bay and beautiful Lake Las Vegas. I'm gonna hustle some money on the golf course using my trusty Blade and Thor. Let's get it. This is one of the top courses in Las Vegas, actually. You can see there's beautiful practice facilities.
Small.
There's the driving range. All the best courses here in Las Vegas give you the opportunity to pick up your own range balls and put them in a bucket here to hit into the net. This is high class golf, folks. This cost me a lot of money.
Good swing.
Good swing.
The great thing about the nets and the reason they use them here is, you know, a normal driving range, just hit the ball and it just goes real far, and you can't really see what happened. But here you can see the exact velocity that the ball is penetrating the net.
He's in
really
great
gives you a
shape.
good feel for your game.
It's not great, John.
Guys, this is perfect. I got paired with an out-towner single. I'm gonna take this guy to the cleaners. I'm with Jay from
California.
Jay's from California.
Texas.
He agreed to play, what are we gonna do? Like $5 skins?
Yeah.
$5 skins, 5 a hole. And we'll see if he can hang here in Vegas.
$5.
So you said his tip was start the best
Straight
swing.
down the putt.
That's a terrible swing for Jay.
What a lefty.
Jesus.
Guys, I think he might have missed the fairway. Okay, we're driving up to see where my drive landed. It was right on the edge of the fairway. That was at least a good 220 yards out there. We're gonna do this 10-foot putt, $20. Brent and Jeff, pretty money from this distance.
Oh, wow, I would have booked that, man.
Letting Jay get a little bit ahead of me. This is a classic golf hustle. So I've hit a couple of doubles. All right, so hey, how about this? You want to double the bet? $10 a skin?
Okay, it's still early. You're
Let's
not
do
afraid,
it.
are you?
No, I'm not scared.
Okay.
All right.
All right. It's on.
Cart girl's looking pretty fly, actually.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna go ahead and take off
Oh, Jesus.
the ring here.
You're taking off the wedding ring?
I'm gonna put this away for the rest of the round.
Oh, boy.
Nice.
Oh, I hope it's
What's your name, miss?
Hi, Brittany.
Hey, Brittany. Brittany, you want to play?
No, that's not.
One throw for the round.
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna tip her double, or I get the round free. Let's do this. Okay, on 3. All right, you ready?
Cleared this. I guess he's the boss.
Oh, rock wins! Rock wins! Free round! This is how you hustle at golf, guys. We're here at the 8th. It's the Island Green signature hole here. I believe Jay is up 5-2.
6-1.
6-1. Yeah, you want to raise the stakes? We got $20. $20 a hole.
Let's do it.
This doesn't.
$20 a hole.
No, no, this can't.
Although he
This
says
is
the
where
fish
I
is hooked.
Slam the door.
Oh, God.
Stay left. Come on.
Prettiest outing from either one.
Yeah, that's right
That's
in
the water.
water.
That's in
Yeah.
the drink.
It's coming back. I've given Jay a pretty healthy lead here, but it's all part of the plan. This is the hustler's dream. We got the out-of-towner here, and yeah, we're gonna make this happen. How about we bump it up? $50 a hole. $50 a hole
I
going
believe
out.
you call this chasing your loss.
Yeah, this is definitely a chase. No, John says raise the stakes and ramp up the price.
Booked.
I think I got you.
Booked. No gamble, no future.
Nice.
Oh, boy.
Oh, slight hook.
Oh.
Down the pipe. I should be way up at this point, but it is what it is. Confirm this dude is a hustler. He's from Texas. He says he's from California, but he actually lives in Texas, so it's known that there's a lot of golf hustlers in Texas. Is that on the green? Oh, it's tailing towards the pin. All right, guys.
I got you.
$20.
Here we go.
It's going on the green.
There we go.
Even on?
Oh, it's,
I don't think you made it in.
I heard a child
It
yell.
might be on the green.
Might be on the.
It might be on the green.
No.
Still didn't get
I can see that.
Ball's on the fucking green. $20, bitch.
Nope.
We're here on 18. We're about done.
Oh, boy.
I don't think I can come back.
Double or nothing.
Double or nothing. It's double or nothing, guys.
Oh, dear.
Oh,
This is
no.
bad. Don't do this at home.
Is that right down the pipe?
Eat that. I got you. Look at this. Glorious. And we made money. I made money.
Crushed.
Sorry, bro.
How much are you?
I think it was 300, wasn't it?
Oh, God. He needs
No
that.
way, John.
Hey, you're a little short, bro.
Yep.
How much is there?
100. But I take Venmo. I take PayPal.
I'll Venmo you, bro. Yeah, have fun. Enjoy the rest of your vacation.
Thank you.
Thanks
Pleasure
for coming to
doing
Las
business
Vegas,
with
dude.
you. Yes, sir.
You asshole.
All right.
Okay, that was supposed to be how you hustle at golf, and John just hustled himself. That was a classic.
Oh, I think.
By the way, Jay was built like a brick shithouse.
Jay was a tank.
My God,
just an absolute tank, and John just lit about $300 on fire.
Yeah.
Speaking of lighting money on the fire, let's get to our cards, shall we? And first, Brent, my results. We'll go through these quickly. This is another losing week. Got Georgia sharp. Oklahoma City got crushed by the Blazers. Had that Blades Vieira UFC parlay. That actually went 0-2 instead of 2-0. So hopefully you went on the complete opposite side. Daukus, though, against Alexei Oleinik. Nailed that one. First round KO. What's up? Jordan Spieth. Another solid week, I would say. We're getting there with Spieth. He's not in the field this week. Not quite sure what to do at the WGC Workday, whatever it's called. Medvedev, I went against producer Aiden. You know, he told us at the very beginning of the Australian Open, take Djokovic. Take Djokovic at plus 110 to win the damn thing.
Of course you take Djokovic.
Well, right. And so then I thought, for the sake of the show, if Medvedev won, it'd be really bad for us because we're wrong. So I'll just take Medvedev. So that way, if Joker somehow loses, we can be like, hey, at least, some of us on the show are right. So it's more like to, sacrifice myself for the sake of the show.
You have sacrificed your entire bankroll. You're down
that much is true.
2.2 units
had
again.
the Pellies. They won in overtime, so obviously that was an easy win.
Oh, boy.
Northwestern against Wisconsin. Northwestern only lost by 17. They were in it for a couple minutes or so. So, minus 2.2 units for the week. That's not too bad.
Let me show you. Can I show you a good card?
Take it.
Let me show you a good card. Bring it up here, folks. Once again, I'm up money. That's what you do. Take my picks.
Hanksy Heater.
Plus 2.3 units. The Hanksy Heater continues. Maryland cover. Purdue cover. Dayton cover. I got absolutely screwed by Florida and Arkansas because they didn't follow basic math. Don't worry. I'll make up for that tonight. I've got a game on the slate. Xander Schauffele, disaster. I will not bet him again this entire year. You can mark my words. I will not bet Xander. X does not mark the spot with this guy.
So.
No, he blew it. My beloved Bonnies versus Dayton. The over did not come in. That was a stinker. Came down to missed layups at the end. And then what did I do? I won the last two. Michigan, easy cover against Ohio State. Penn State, easy cover against Iowa. I continue to rise, Jeff.
And that is why you need to follow us on Twitter at NGNF Show, because sometimes we release our picks. So if you want to fade me, if you want to follow Hanks, give us that follow on Twitter.
Look
so
at
when
that.
we post our weekend picks, you'll have the update. What Brent's talking about is the tracker that we can see that now you can see. And this, oh my. Is this real?
Of course
Have
it's
we
real.
double-checked the numbers?
I'm averaging, you pointed this out, math. I'm averaging about a unit a week. One full unit a week.
Profit.
You are getting destroyed.
Minus
Everything
12.
you bet loses. Everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, minus 12.35 units, but we get it back right here, right now. Let's pull up my card for tonight. It features Georgia Tech plus the 2.5 against Virginia Tech. The line just looks weird. Georgia Tech has had a rough season. Virginia Tech is a top 15 team, and they're only favored by 2.5 at home. Give me Georgia Tech. Next up, Michigan State plus the 7 against Illinois. Michigan State has been fairly horrendous this season. Little line movement their way. I'm trying to follow the sharps here. The Sacramento Kings plus 6.5. Everybody is talking about the Brooklyn Nets, the winners of 6 in a row. Brooklyn opened at -8. The public is all over Brooklyn, and that line is moving the other direction. So give me the Kings plus the 6.5. The Mavs, because the Mavs are awesome, go Luka. And Dustin Johnson at plus 725 to win the WGC Workday Championship. Lock. Going to be a huge week. See, I already got the plus sign by Georgia Tech because we just know it's a lock.
Yep. So what we call that, Jeff's card, we call that fade the 5. He's got 5 picks. Fade them all. Dustin Johnson, by the way, officially cannot win the WGC Workday Championship. That's a long stinking name because you picked him. You completely jinxed him. He cannot win.
I understand.
He cannot win. Let me take you through winners. Absolute winners. Hanksy Heater rising to the top. Tonight, VCU plus 3.5 at home against St. Louis. This is an absolute slugfest against two teams that must win to get that at-large berth in the NCAA tournament. The A-10 is an absolute it's a mess. It's a mess. Led by my beloved Bonnies, by the way, on top of the Atlantic 10. I love VCU getting the points here. In fact, I think they're going to win the game outright. This is a resume game. It's going to happen. Bones Highland, you'll never forget that name. Sophomore stud for VCU. He's going to take care of business for VCU. Moving on, UMass getting 9 points. I believe that line is now 9.5 if you can still get it against Richmond. This is my field pick of the week. I go with my gut because Trey Mitchell, monster for UMass, 6'9" stud, sophomore, averaging 20 a game. By the way, UMass is 6-2 in the Atlantic 10. The COVID bug bit them early. They're really good. They're getting a bunch of points at Richmond, who I know they have to win here. I just think UMass plays the spoiler role, and they're going to take it to Richmond. It's going to be a hell of a game.
And these two games, that's your zone, right? You're
This is
like
my
A10
league,
hoops.
man.
Look at
I'm
that
like an
sweater.
A10 guy. This is my league. I love this pick. I'm going my gut. Easy 9 points. Moving on. Over. I'm going to make up the math for you. Again, it's simple. Illinois averages 81 a game. Michigan State averages 70 a game. Last I checked, that equals 151. Last I checked, I'm going over 143. And by the way,
And the sports books do not have access to those stats, correct? When
They do
set
not.
The
They
lines?
absolutely do not. Ayu Deshumu, the best goddamn player in all of college basketball, move over Cade Cunningham because this kid for Illinois, 6'6" guard, does it all. Captain clutch. He scores. He's automatic. I'm telling you right now, I want to bet this. I want to bet this. He will be the #1 pick in the NBA draft when it's all said and done. This kid is spectacular. Wait till you see him in the conference tournament and in March Madness.
We can bet that, by the way.
I want to bet that. So
We
let's
can bet that, by the
Let's
way.
get it in. Moving on. Texas -2. Jeff Shaka Smart has got Texas and the Longhorns cooking. Finally, he's not going to get fired. They're going to keep him in Texas. He's got himself a hell of a squad. Freshman Greg Brown, stud.
Good. So good.
Stud. I love Texas. I love them at home. I believe because it's in the country of Texas, they are letting in 90% of fans too, Jeff. It's in its
I
own
don't
country.
think
It's in
that's
its own world.
inaccurate.
By the way, I'm also rooting for Texas because it snowed there. They need all of our support. So I'm rooting for Texas, okay? Moving on to golf, Brooks Koepka. Here's why. One reason. He is Florida. He was born in Florida. He went to Florida State University. He resides in Florida. This tournament is in Florida. I am taking Brooksy, the man who just has a big old chow, a dip in his lip the entire round. Absolute stud punny of a unit. I got Brooksy. He's going to win this thing in the Invitational. 26-1 are the odds.
I mean, Dustin Johnson lives in Florida also.
He wasn't born there. He did not go to Florida State. Brooksy is Florida. He's basically a palm tree. He's never left the state. He's planted. He's planted right there. I'm going Brooks.
That's good handicapping, by the way. Jason Harvey, though, in the chat says I'm fading the Brent Hanks math. Probably smart, but
You
I don't
do
know.
you, Harvey.
It's the Hanksy heater. Who knows? Let us know in the chat.
We
if
rise.
you guys have any locks.
Yeah.
I saw Life is a Joke said take the Nuggets, take the Knicks money line, take the Nets by the line already, fading me. Connor in the chat says Curry and Wiseman, if they can go for the Warriors, take the Warriors and take the Clips versus the Wizards coming off a back-to-back and a nice Wizards win against the Lakers. And again, one more time, follow us on Twitter at NGNF Show. We'll add picks there throughout the week. All right, Brent, let's wrap this up with Never a Doubt.
Yeah.
And it's NBA underdogs. And it's NBA underdogs, and it's NBA underdogs, and it's NBA underdogs. If you were to bet $100 on every underdog money line in the league, you'd make more than $5,000. Just a blind bet of $100 on the money line, on the underdog, every single game. It's the NBA regular season. Anything can happen. Should we start this now? No.
We probably missed that train. However,
It's
for
like
next
Bitcoin.
season, that's exactly what I'm doing. Every underdog spread. Why? Because, well, Jeff, never a doubt.
Never a doubt. NBA underdogs money line. Never a doubt for our show. One more time, folks, if you subscribe to our brand new No Gamble, No Future YouTube channel, you could win a signed deck of playing cards from one of those two gentlemen, from 15-time World Series of Poker bracelet winner Phil Hellmuth, or from the man we had on this show today. That would be Antonio the Magician Esfandiari. How about a little signed playing cards? Actually,
Yeah,
it's
and
easy,
this
right?
is just the beginning of these giveaways, by the way. We're just getting started. So we're going to have these guys sign them. I'm going to see them when they're in Vegas. For sure, we've got a bunch of stuff in our warehouse. Giveaways are just beginning. You got to head over our channel, like and subscribe. No Gamble, No Future on YouTube.
Yep.
And by the way, follow us on Twitter at NGNF Show.
Yep.
Jeff and I are always there. We're putting out tweets over the weekend, all of our picks. Please, just join us. We want to continue to make the show for you guys. Plenty more in store. A lot of giveaways. Just getting started.
And I see some of the picks in the chat. Keep them coming on Twitter at NGNF Show. Tim says betting the Nets -6.5 and Celtics -1.5. Funny, that's opposite my sides.
Yep.
I'm sure it's a total coincidence, right? I'm sure it's a total coincidence. And, hey, if you're on the golf course like producer John and you're firing up some action, send us the video.
Please.
Right? If you're at a sports book, if you're sweating, if you're at the racing track firing off some bets, send us all the videos, whatever's easiest for you on Twitter. Just fire them at us, right?
We will put you on this show.
Yeah.
Bring them in. We'll feature you. We will highlight you. If you like what you see from Cuz Kristen, from Uncle Ron, we will feature you
from both.
in that show.
Well, I like.
You have a preference there between?
I liked it from both Cousin Kristen and Uncle Ron.
Sure,
yes.
you did. I'm
Yes.
sure that's my cousin, but it's family.
I know. Yeah, she's very nice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you have a nice family.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Wrap us up.
Next week, the plan to have Hellmuth and Negreanu. Do you have the paper crumbled up that you can throw at the camera?
Now I'm going to throw something. I don't even have. I'm going to throw one of these.
That's
coasters.
going to be dangerous. By the way, early Idol favorites: Casey Bishop and Cassandra Coleman for sure.
No one asked.
We'll see you next week on No Gamble, No Future. Thanks so much for watching. There it is.